I was travelling on my own, so I was a little bit nervous, I guess, about how that would be, but you immediately slot in, you're made to feel incredibly welcome by everyone, certainly the staff, the guests too, and soon you feel like you're part of this great big surfing family. You know, it just makes you feel very comfortable to make mistakes, really good environment to learn in, you know, no one's judging you, everyone really, really wants you to do well. That's the same for the guests as it is for the coaches.
You know, if you take the time and you seek out the right information and the right people to guide you, you know, you make some pretty big advances.
I met someone at a work party that we got talking about surfing, and I think I probably expressed interest in going on a surf trip, and she said she'd been on Surf Simply a couple of times and that it was the best. And then I checked the website, and of course availability wasn't for several years, so I think I quickly realized that Surf Simply was probably the right place to go. Massages were critical. Jamie knew, even when I came in for the first time, she knew what the issues might be and she worked on them. It was perfect. The food, of course, and the schedule, you know, it's all designed around making sure that to optimize the surf.
And it might not have helped my surfing, but Diego's cocktails were fun.
Surf etiquette was good for me because I clearly had no idea. I was cutting people off all over the shop.
As reluctant as I am to stretch, I think the stretch classes were really good. And I definitely felt that I, you know, surfed better after the stretch class.
I couldn't have made it through the week without stretching and massage. I had a little back problem before I got here, and Jamie just, you know, just worked that out of me, and I didn't have it any, you know, for the second half of the stay. And yeah, so stretching and massage were critical. The food was awesome. Diego's cocktails are great. You know, that was icing on the cake. Yeah.
I think it's just in general, just a great experience all around.
Maya, Jesse, Diego, all the chefs. Obviously, you know, both Jamie and Esther. I don't know, pretty much everyone.
It seems like both a family in terms of how people take care of each other, but it also seems extremely efficient and well run. Everything is very thoughtfully done, so it's a really impressive operation.
You know, it's always when you come to Surf Simply, you know, it's a great bunch of people, you know, just staff, coaches, you know, the guests are all, you know, really interesting and engaging people, and, you know, people that have great stories to tell and good life experiences.
You just meet amazing people. You know, every person you meet is just very interesting and talented and like-minded in that, you know, they want surf coaching and they want to understand surfing. And so, you know, pretty much right from the first day, everybody's just hanging out on the couches, talking surfing, talking about our lives. You know, it makes for a really good experience.
I've wanted to do a sort of surf holiday where I did nothing but surf for quite a long period of time. A guy I met when I was skiing in the Pyrenees told me that Costa Rica was the place to go. And I did a bit of searching online and found Surf Simply, and I thought, oh, this has got to be the place. This ticks all the boxes.
And I started surfing for Julia.
Aww.
Also, I liked it. That's true too.
Yeah.
What about you? When did you start?
I started just a little bit before I met him. I had a friend who was really interested in surfing and sort of just like dragged me to the ocean one day, and I fell in love with it, even though I was just like, you know, like in the ocean the whole time, so it was really bad.
My husband wanted that. My husband suggested the trip, and I thought it was a good idea.
Who doesn't want to fly, right? Who doesn't want to fly? That's what it's like. So that's...
It's like a unique sport, and I feel like living up to the Australian heritage.
So I first started surfing in Cape Town, South Africa. It looked fun. chance to be in the ocean and with friends. I was obviously horrible to begin with, but it didn't really matter. Catching a wave didn't matter. It was just about being out there and being in the ocean.
I always wanted to surf growing up and never got around to doing it. So this wasn't really planned, but he came a few years ago, and so he decided to bring me along, and that's why I'm going to do it and why I did it. Yeah.
9 years ago, my daughter at the time was about 1 year old, and you know, she's starting to learn how to walk. So I thought, you know, if she's going to learn how to walk, then it's a good time for me to learn something new as well. And surfing would be it, right? And would take us probably about the same amount of time to do that, which hasn't been the case.
Did other water sports, water skiing, scuba diving, snorkeling, surfing always, I don't know, it just always appealed to me. And so I started trying it out about 10 years ago.
Seemed like the right thing to do.
And do you remember when and how did you start?
Yeah, I was 19 years old and I was in college, and I was at the beach with a friend and paddled into my first wave, and that was it.
I have surfed a little bit before, but never, you know, I've had the odd lesson here and there, but it's never been anything like this. And having a path to follow, having someone who was like really looking at what you're doing, and really trying to personalize the coaching, I think has made the world of difference.
I would catch the wave and I would look down the beach, and that's where I would go. And so the wave would pass me by. And now when I catch the wave, I'm in the wave, and then I can start to make decisions about what I do with the wave.
So my coach was Derek. We've had a fantastic time. He's the most energetic guy I think I've ever met in my entire life. What we've been working on, you know, getting your eyes looking down the line.
Angle takeoffs set you free, and the eyes chico, they never lie. So I'll always remember those things when I go home.
So we got to try to figure out how to tighten up that carving turn. But I wanted to show you guys where we're at on the tree of knowledge and why we're carving to the beach now. It's because after we get those carves to the beach, we're going to carve past 6 o'clock. Once we tighten that carve up, we're going to try to go for the cut back to the bottom of the wave, then the middle of the wave. So I kind of want you to know what we're building towards.
I had Gabriel. He was fantastic. The big takeaways for me were just more weight backwards.
Out there, you can see that step back. Huge difference. The board just reacts like if it's just a shortboard, okay? So pretty cool to start working on that step back so we can sharpen the turns.
I had Ollie for most of the week.
We made the drop nicely, you popped up and got to a good stance, and that's the thing about when you do something really well in coaching and you just go, yeah, that was pretty good. There's actually less constructive kind of usefulness to come out of it. You know, like you can clearly do that pretty well now.
I went from a complete beginner to be able to go out the back and actually pop up and catch a wave and start trimming, which I think is great. I think it's amazing that Ollie managed to get us to do that.
I think my game in surfing is changed forever. Really just the way you know, you look at a wave, you know, taking off and already planning out the maneuvers that you want to make.
I really had no fundamentals in place when I got here on Saturday. It was like I was learning so much every day and putting it into practice. The stance, carving, trimming, moving my weight on the board. And it just felt like, oh, you know, this is how it's supposed to work.